Mekanism also has a lot of basic machines. One thing I want to talk through here is not just the machines, but also how to operate, use them, and put things in and out of them. So we're going to start off with the enrichment chamber. In fact, no, we're not. That was a big fat lie. We're going to start off with the configurator. This item here, which will need lapis, infused alloy, an energy tablet, and a stick, will basically make your wrench, if you will. You can see it lights up when we're looking at things. If I shift, I can actually scroll through configuring items, fluids, gases, etc. Generally, I just leave it on wrench or configure items, depending on what I'm doing. Let's say for this enrichment chamber, we don't need to know what it does yet. We're just looking at how we're going to pull things in and out of it. Let's say I put this logical transporter, which is for moving items. Let's say I want to pull out of the left side of here. Well, I can shift click and shift click again, and it's going to show it as pulling out of this side of the machine. I can then close it off completely, attach it, push. So it's pushing into here or pulling out. I can also go into the machine. You can see I've got quite a few little options here. Side config, where we can say, do we want to automatically eject things out of it? And what are we doing in the top, left, bottom, right, etc. So you can see here, the back is where I'm saying energy is coming in. The left is currently input. I can change it to output, input and output, energy, etc. or nothing. And this is where we're changing what we are doing on each side. We can also clear it to nothing. So let's say I want things to go in on the left and things to go out on the right. I would configure it like this. I can also go into security, where it's private, trusted, or public. And I can also go to upgrades. And when you see in here upgrades, you can actually see which upgrades are supported. So not every machine can use every upgrade. So the ones that are highlighted are the upgrades we can use in this machine. Speed, energy, muffling, and that's it. So let's have a look at those. So if we go into the machine, let's put some sunflowers in here, and you can see it's very, very slow. And I think, well, I'm not doing with all this rubbish. So I'm going to put in some speed upgrades. I can put them in one at a time, like this, or I can put in multiple. And you can only have up to 8 in each machine. Now, you can see here the effect is 10 times. However, it's going to use a lot more energy when I do this. So I can also put in some energy upgrades. I can put in some like this, or, oh, no, not throw them like that. Or again, I can, if I know what I'm doing, I can shift click them in. Oh, it's already done all 8. And you can shift click from here as well, and this will like put them in like this. Because I'm in creative, it's not going down. But if you see, it says in the top left, 0 FE out of 8 KFE. Now it's 80. So you can see that they are going in there. The muffling one literally will just silence the machine. I've got it muted for the purpose of the tutorial, so you can't hear it, so it doesn't matter. But that is how you upgrade your machines. And you can see here, we've made 64 yellow dye, and it's really quite quick. And that is how you input and output out of machines. So what machines do we have? Well, we have, of course, the enrichment chamber, where you can see we can enrich things. And if you go to JEI and press U on an item and then go to enrichment chamber, you can see all of the different recipes that you can enrich with the enrichment chamber. Things like beetroot or poppies into red dye, and there's loads and loads of uses for this. We then have the crusher, and this is basically going to crush things into other things. The recipes for all of these are fairly simple, by the way, only needing, basic control circuits, only needing the metallurgic infuser. That's the only machine they need, where you can extract redstone into osmium and things like that. So if we look at the crusher, you can see it can crush ingots into dust, plant matter into biofuel and things like that. We have the combiner. This will simply put like raw iron into iron ore, sweet berries into glow berries, redstone dust into ores, and things like that. That also has a multitude of different uses. We have the Energized Smelter, which is basically just an upgraded version of the smelter. Especially as you can put speed upgrades in here, it can get quite quick at smelting. Then we have the Precision Sawmill, where you can make pressure plates and God knows what else into planks. An oak boat with chest can go into an oak boat and chest. It's a way of deconstructing items, basically. Then we have a pump. This is a bit more interesting at this point. At the back, let's just get in there. This is where the power goes in. And if I put water under here, this is actually going to pump the water. Let's actually power it with a creative thingy-mabob. And if I get a mechanical pipe and put it on top, you can see it is pumping that water. And these do a very efficient job of it. And you can also upgrade these with a filter upgrade to get heavy water instead of regular water. And it does have energy and speed. And these are really good for pumping water. We then have the resistive heater. What you can do here is provide it with power and it will heat something up. So again, I'm just going to completely ruin this. You can see here it's now turned on and the temperature is getting to, whatever. If I put 100, it's going to use 100 FE a tick. If I put 500, it's going to use that much, getting it hotter and hotter. So if you need to actually heat a machine, a resistive heater is the way to do it. And we also then have a Fuelwood heater where I can put in things like spruce wood, and that will, instead of using power, heat up the machine, with thermodynamic cables from natural resources rather than electricity. And those are the most basic machines that you will need in the Mekanism mod.